are a church on the move. We want to introduce people to the real Jesus. As we know God more deeply, we grow in freedom to discover His purpose for our lives so we can go out and make a difference in the world around us. And today, we have some stories of this very process in action. Our new series, Hope for Your Home, starts next week, and Pastor Witt is dropping by to share his passion behind it. Then we'll hear from James and Tony about how they're taking the vision of Church on the Move to their community in Minnesota.
So for me, when I talk about introducing people to the real Jesus, I always try to say this isn't just about a weekend experience. This isn't about belonging to a church. This isn't about, oh yeah, I go to that church, the real Jesus church. To me, that doesn't mean anything if it doesn't hit you where you live. I think sometimes our home culture is at odds with a sort of gospel or Jesus culture. And so what would it look like to kind of go, okay, I'm taking the sort of real Jesus experience that I have had, and I want to bring that into my home, and I want to live that out at home. One of the reasons I'm so excited about this series is because if the message of introducing people to the real Jesus, and if a real Jesus culture could just, if a seed of that could get planted in our homes, I just think what could happen? What could happen in your life? What could happen in your marriage? What could happen with your kids? I mean, this is so meaningful to me because I've lived this. I know what my marriage was. I know what my relationship to my kids was, and I know what it is today. And I know that all of that is based on grace, the grace I've experienced from meeting the real Jesus. And so I just think, wow, if that could happen in me, what could happen in our families? And so that's why I'm so excited about this, because I just think, look at all these possibilities. Look what could happen.
What's up, everybody? Adam Bush here, and have I got a story for you. It's a story that answers the question, what would it look like to attend Church on the Move in Virginia, Minnesota?
We're basically 10 miles from the nearest town, so to speak. God led us out into the wilderness.
This is James and Tony. They've been coming to Church on the Move since 1991. But a couple of years ago, they started building a vacation home in Virginia, Minnesota. I realize that's kind of a weird, confusing name for a city, but Virginia, Minnesota makes up for it by being beautiful. It's surrounded by lush forests, they've got beautiful winters, and they're about an hour away from Lake Superior.
About 4 years ago now, we bought a piece of property in northern Minnesota, never intending to move up here. 2.5 years into this project, I found we were supposed to move here. We sold our house last fall, and now we've been here for about a year.
So there they are, 900 miles away from their church home. They tried a couple of churches, but nothing really seemed to fit. So they just kept streaming Church on the Move services on Saturday nights.
We really haven't invited anyone. We've had people ask us, they ask us where we're going to church, and we tell them we're just having church in our home. You know, we have a live feed from our church in Tulsa, and they want to come and watch it with us.
We've extended our home, and they sit there with their jaws dropping open. We've never heard this. 80% of the people in this county are non-church goers. Totally different type of spiritual climate than Tulsa. It was kind of new to us, but it's challenging, it's exciting.
So here's the deal. I love it when God uses us to plant another campus in our city or a church in a prison. But what's amazing is that while that's going on, God is using people like James and Tony to reach others who aren't geographically nearby. And what's even more amazing is when I talk to James and Tony, they sound as committed and connected to our church and to our vision as anyone who attends a physical campus.
All we are is just saying yes to God. Lord, use us wherever that is.
God is moving. He's moving in Church on the Move, through Church on the Move. But He's moving right here in northern Minnesota through our little group. This gives us a platform up here to reach this culture. This is a movement, not a monument.
So there you have it. Just another way we're introducing people to the real Jesus, and in such a cool way. So, shout out to all of our campuses this weekend, but an extra big shout out to James and Tony and our brand new church family in Virginia, Minnesota. We love you.
God is changing us. He is moving in and through us. And I don't know about you, but it's so encouraging to hear stories of people taking their next steps, living their lives open-handed and coming alive with purpose. Thank you, Church on the Move. Together, we are introducing people to the real Jesus.